It's Camille, and I'm cooking again. And today we're going to do a cold quinoa edamame salad. And but actually you can make it warm if you like, but we're going to do it cold today. But I want to talk about the foods that are going in this a little bit first. I want to show you the edamame. Look like lima beans, but they're not. This is like a soy bean. Huge protein, fiber. I have a piece of chicken left over, a chicken breast from last night. So I'm just going to cut that up in real small pieces because I don't want a big hunk of it. And I got some garlic, of course. And you know me and my red pepper, whatever pepper you love. Carrots. Some onion, and I dice the onion up pretty small. If you choose not to use any of these, that's fine too. Substitute for what you love. Black beans, you know I love those. And this recipe also calls for cilantro. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of the jar cilantro. I always have a little bit of this in the fridge. If I make it another day and I have the fresh stuff, I'll use that. And then it also calls for serrano peppers. And these are a mildly hot pepper, and I don't like things real hot, so I will use these. And this is a fresh pepper from my garden, and even though it's the middle of winter, I'm going to show you how I did that. So at the end of the season last summer, Chuck and I picked the rest of the habaneros and the serranos, and I just threw them in here. I didn't rinse them. I threw them in the baggies whole. Didn't cut anything off, zipped them up, I labeled them, and we threw them in the freezer. So now when I go to use them, I pull one out, I run it under some warm water to wash it, and it kind of thaws it a little bit, chop it up, and I got fresh pepper. Okay, so now we'll get to the actual mixing of this, and then and the quinoa. Also the quinoa, which I prepared ahead of time to save us some time. Okay, so I'm going to slice up my chicken, and I'm just going to make some little pieces. I want flavor of the chicken throughout, but it doesn't have to be big chunks. This chicken was so good last night. I put some Oriental seasoning on it. All my prepared ingredients in the bowl, and then I'm just going to add the edamame. And I wanted to tell you about the edamame. The reason I love this so much, besides the delicious flavor, is how good it is for you. The sodium is so low. Like per serving, which is, I don't know, about 3 ounces, there's only 30 milligrams of sodium in there. Virtually no sugar, but the protein is high, and the fiber is high. So you don't even need a meat in here if you didn't want to, because you've got your protein and your fiber in there. You've got it in your black beans. Here's all your important vitamins from your vegetables and your minerals in here. I always like to know that I'm eating something good, so I do a little research on what each thing contains and why it's good for you. So the cilantro in the jar, I'm just going to take probably 2 teaspoons. Put that in there like that. Here's my chicken chopped up. I'm going to scoop that up. In it goes. And then I'll let you decide what you want to do dressing wise. You can do none if you want. This is an Oriental, kind of an Asian flavored one. I like Caesar dressing, so you could use that. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit on there to moisten things up. And then I'm just going to toss it lightly. So your dressing's going to keep it moist, and then you can put this in the fridge. Now you see how much that made. It's only 2 cups of quinoa and then the veggies. This will be in there all week for us. So I only put a little dressing, and then as we take it out, make a bowl of it for lunch, I'll put a little more dressing, and I'll put some of this in a wrap with a little dressing. Feta cheese is delicious on top of this. Just crumble some over the top. And you've got dinner or lunch or a breakfast. So I have a wrap here. I'm just going to make Chuck's lunch while I'm at it. This is a jalapeno flavored one. And always check your wraps too for the sodium content. Some of them are pretty high. Try and keep the sodium low. It's hard with the wraps, but you can do it. So I'm just going to scoop some of this in here. Get some chicken in there for them. Now that's a good size serving there. I'll put a little bit more dressing on it. And then I'll just wrap it up. Fill her up and fold her up. Just like that. Nice hearty wrap. All good stuff. Inside one of my wax paper bags. And there, he has lunch ready.